It's so perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the people that we're about to have up on the stage. We have got the producer, Russell Sansgiri.
Let's play it again. Thanks for watching the movie, everybody. Instead of
24 seconds. Yeah, it's a really truthful film.
Should I even have questions or should I just let you guys go? I mean,
We prepared like about a 45-minute team skit.
it's a skit. Sketch. No. What did you think of the movie, Chris? Did you enjoy yourself?
I mean, like I said, I've never seen so much prog in this movie theater like forever. So, I mean, like the Gobfest started with Goblin and he finished with this. So, it's just prog heaven. So, talking about starting, how did this project begin? Josh, do you know what happened?
Yes. So I, like many people in Los Angeles, lived in a not so great apartment with not
Little Armenia, what's up?
Yeah! So I was talking to my buddy Charlie. Charlie, say hi. So we were commiserating. I was complaining about my neighbor who would like bang on the wall and threaten to kill my baby. And I'm just a crazy guy. And then he told me about his neighbor who was like even crazier, who would like wear a wife beater or a partner beater, sorry. And he would like flex and be like, hey, William. Not William, Charlie, touch my muscles, Charlie. And so we would go back and forth and we were complaining and we were like, wow, that sounds like a monster. It sounds like a villain for a movie. And then, yeah, now we're here. Anyway, yes,
So he's trying to skim over a bunch.
What's that?
He's going to skim over a bunch.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. So he's like, you guys developed the script, and then like you asked me if I was interested. You said like it's like I want to make a movie. It's kind of like as Elements of Evil Dead and Delicatessen. Yeah, I was like, Jean-Pierre, of course. I was excited because at that time, no one had ever asked me to be in a movie. So I said yes before I even read anything because I like attention. But like I say, so we started kind of working on it. Mike Benner come on.
Woo!
Some of that stuff. And then when we were talking about it, like it was like years ago, and then during the pandemic. We started chatting, and then Bill and Ted 3 came out, and I said, guess who's back in prosthetics?
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves. Yeah. And he was like, do you think we can? I was like, no, but you know we can. No, and I mentioned it to Alex, and then Alex hesitantly was like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll like maybe read it and give you some ideas. And then the next day you called me, and you're like, again, thanks for thinking of me. I won't be doing this. But it's like, I can maybe champion it in front of some people. I was like, yeah, anything you want to do is great. And then the next day you call me, he's like, once again, no. But maybe I can come on like a producer. I won't be in it. And then like by that Friday, he said, I'm in. That's all it is. All right,
Yeah, it was, I love acting in prosthetics, but I don't like doing everything in prosthetics. That's actually not true. But, it's this sort of extreme character-based comedy is really uncommon these days. And it's not like, just because it's a throwback to, a lot of people, when we told them we were making it, it's like, oh, are you going to make something like Return of the Living Dead? And I love all those movies, but it's really just more about extreme comedy and using prosthetics in that way, and that's really uncommon. I mean, it's more like Python, and it's like the horror movies of the 80s. So once I realized, I've known Jonah for a little while, but once I realized, talked to Josh, and realized that everyone was just as nuts as I was, and Gabe Bartalos was going to do the designs, and we got Bill Perso, your friend, to come on and do the painting applications. I realized we could actually probably do something pretty pretty awesome with that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun thing because it's like this movie is inspired by like those things, like those movies in the '80s. Definitely does the stuff we grew up loving, and it's wild that there is a connection that this happens. Like Katie Bartolo, it's like me and Josh talking about basket case and brain damage like all the time. And yeah. So to have Katie kind of be a part of that, and then to have like Bill Corso, who like was doing our application that worked with Alex on the Lost Boys. It's like there's a connection to that. And Freak as well. So yeah, it's like having those guys and having that kind of nice connection with it. That was really cool.
Did you, Alex? Was there like did you get like reflex muscle memory thinking back to Freak and the time with Tom Stern? Did that come back around?
Not really. I mean, the thing is this is what I like to do performance-wise. So, I came up as a child actor doing theater and musical theater. It was all very extreme character-based work. So that's what I've always done. When Tom and I met at NYU, we clicked because we both had a really similar sense of humor, and started making films together that were very performative. They had a lot of character-based comedy in them. It's just not something that you get to do very often, unfortunately. But it's kind of wired into my circuitry from childhood.
And was the character of Vlad that you played the character that was on the page, or was it something that in working with Jonah and Josh and the writers that found a new life?
It's kind of a combination. The whole movie is a combination of those things. I mean, I liked the character that was on the page, and I didn't, I'm not like that arrogant. Well, let me return with my interpretation. Here's my dialogue. So I'll see you in the morning.
I won't be speaking any lines.
So, with this kind of work, you talk to Josh. It was very important how Jonah was playing it. Talking to Gabe and sort of getting a sense of what this guy, how he imagined this guy was going to look. And then I go away and I start working kind of with people that I work with to build a character around that. But it was definitely built from the sort of creative collective.
And weirdly enough, like from the minute that Charlie and I go with the idea, I always wanted him to be in prosthetics. I don't know why. No, but that was just really important to me. Like for some reason, I figured, like if he had that weird kind of uncanniness, that it would give the whole movie, I don't know, a little aesthetics.
Yeah, it's there. And then Kieran, you're the moral compass, if there is one in the film, because you play totally straight. You're not in prosthetics. You're not.
Yeah, I
messing with these guys.
I was telling my friend, I was like, I feel like this movie is a horror comedy and I'm in an indie drama.
There was times like that Karen and I were talking, she's like, why would Emily even fucking still be here? And I was like, well, because the movie wouldn't have the budget. She should just fucking go.
I don't remember saying that. I'm too.
And then Josh, putting this whole thing together, this was a tight shoot, right? It was.
Yes.
It was only 172 days.
Yeah. The time with Oppenheimer is wild.
We shot it in an afternoon.
So 15 days, that was?
It was closer to 20, yeah.
But it was super tight. Because also we did a union, so go Union.
We did it in Los Angeles, keeping those tax dollars in our cities. Yeah! And we did it in the summertime, and it sucked. It was like summer of like not last year, but the one before that, where it was super hot, and we were in a warehouse in South LA, and there was like some scenes where Kieran and I were sweating, so visibly sweating that like we thought about putting in a line just in case it showed up on camera. I was like, and when are we gonna fix this air condition? Just to save it so it's not so weird.
But that's worse for Alex because you were in the prosthetics under like so much heat, right? Because it's like that's heavy and hot, and then on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was hot, but it was
Also,
we had a cooler trailer and a cooler tent. It was actually worse doing the muscle stuff we did in Bill and Ted 3 was harder because it was all exterior and it was New Orleans in August. And I did actually almost hit the ground on that. I got completely incoherent by the end of that. But I actually felt for you guys more because you were under the lights and on set, and I was actually hanging out in the trailer with Bill Borso talking about how he fucked Frika.
Gentlemen, you get blasted in the face. Quite a lot of blood.
Yes.
So,
Did it turn you on?
yes. How was this experience? Because you're channeling some serious Bruce Campbell in there.
Yeah, I tried. I love his stuff, and I love that's. I mean, I've gotten to die in so many movies and horror movies. Some people like Joe Migos says I got to die in Christmas Bloody Christmas for and I got to get killed in Hatchet for Victor Crowley, and this is nice. I was like, if I'm not gonna get killed in this, at least I get pretty bloody. And it's fun because it's like you're playing, it's playtime, but then it just does become super irritating. It's you get blasted in the face and you're like, all right, hurry up and go clean up. We gotta do it one more time. And then by the end of the day, your face is just raw and dry from just scrubbing the blood off over and over again. Now I know how to clean up if I ever kill somebody.
Josh, how was it for you? Because you made the transition from Carly Rae Jepsen Christmas music videos to this. So what was that transition like?
Yeah, so I did do a lot of music videos and commercials and another movie called Attracted Phase 2. I don't know if you guys have seen it. That's cool.
Where's all those track heads at?
But this was this is the first time that I was able to fully make something that was directly in my wheelhouse. There's a lot of music videos I've done where I'm always, you can't have a barf scene in a Carly Rae Jepsen video. You just don't want to allow it.
Yeah.
We'll shoot it, sure. She'll edit it out. No, but that's the thing. It's I love horror and I love gore, but I also love comedy and silliness and I don't know. But it's so amazing with everybody on stage here. Just I feel everybody got it. Even before we talked to Alex, just knowing Freak and all his other work, it's this guy gets it, and same with Jonah.
Yeah, the whole team. I mean, it was one of those movies where everybody in our department, people were there because they got the vibe, and so because it was hard, right? Every movie is hard, but you get to set and just March Porter would be making some crazy, super cool thing, and and what Katner with those guys started doing with the music was really great. So everything just became this collective.
Yeah, Ryan Kenner's here too, and Brett Morris who did the music, and Ryan also did all the music you heard, it was all, you need all of it, the EDM, the prog, the score, the sounds, they did a great job and mixed incredibly well by Duff Note Studios. Because the music had to be, there were certain times where Ryan was we're gonna make some shitty EDM music. I was no, make the best shitty EDM music. Try your best to make it as good as possible.
And it puts a lot of pressure on the musicians that when you have a movie where the climax is supposed to be musical, if that didn't rule like it does, it would have fallen flat. But I feel they totally killed it.
If it wasn't sick, it would suck.
That's right.
Are we gonna get to see? Is the soundtrack coming out at some point?
Yeah.
On Sub Pop Records.
Makes with Mudhoney.
Yeah. And Nirvana.
It's worth pointing out that this movie is wall-to-wall music, and I do have to give props to Brett and to Ryan for writing over 100 individual cues for this movie, 69 of which will be on the soundtrack.
Nice, like the self thing.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh yeah, where is your mom by the way? She's
over there.
She walked out.
Mama Forbes, thank you. What was it? Is this the first time you've seen the film? How was it?
Mom's great. Don't see the struggle.
Jonah, any of your friends ever seen it?
Fuck off, man. No, but so many of my friends, so many of my close friends are they had a lot of fun to show up. It was very nice. My friends are in the movie friends that were coming to watch the movie. It's great. You know, it's really exciting. Like, I convinced Camille and Gianni to do this thing. That's great.
Yeah.
Some guy asked me if I blackmailed him.
He did. But let's talk about that, because this really is, like, obviously it's a labor of love, both from a comedy standpoint, from a creativity standpoint, from a prosthetic standpoint, but also, like, you definitely get the sense that there's a real sense of community, and there's a sense of friendship. I'm not going to use the term neighbors, but it's like everyone involved in this, both on the screen and then behind the screen. It feels like, and Russell, you should talk to this as well, like bringing everyone together. I feel like you all cashed in a lot of favors and bringing your friends in, and
The
that's
subtitle of this movie is called Favor Town. There's no way we could have made this without the contribution of the entire cast and crew. We were very lucky. Josh and I had a mutual friend, Hank Friedman, who edited this movie. Josh has also worked with most of our department heads, art department and costumes and cinematography. Had all worked with Josh on previous things. Our visual effects supervisor, Casey Price, I've known for 10 years. Oh, there he is. He's right there. In fact, I think a lot of the crew and cast are. If you worked on the movie, do you mind standing up?
Yeah, that's
We're actually gonna do it.
Now get up, stand up and walk out.
Sorry, Mom. Yeah, that's awesome.
So let's take some questions from the audience.
Sure.
Do we have?
Sure, yes. Which
Mom,
lenses
you got a
do
question?
you
Oh, yes.
use? Good question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a question about the finale with the song. Was the yodeling inspired by the band Focus?
Yeah, Focus.
My focus. We love some focus in this.
Yeah, dude. You got it.
Good dream question you got, Josh.
What?
You think that's like a question like you would love, that's amazing that guy asked that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Josh's brother, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks, Jake.
Did you give like
That's what real brothers
did
name.
you give the cast the soundtrack to like as inspiration to get into this in advance? I know you gave like you were sharing videos.
I think I made a playlist. I think I don't know if anybody listened to it.
I listened to it. I collaborated with you on it.
That's right.
It was
I
like
had a
that.
separate one with him, and then I had like a real one that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mine was just Mars Wilson. There's one back there.
Was the big guy based in reality?
Big guy.
The big guy.
Basically, yeah.
Morge.
Well, the Morris Brown who played Philip, the guy.
I mean, I haven't had anybody that had a pig in the same building, but you always have that person who you don't remember their name, or like you learned it and then too much time has passed and now you just can't ask.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
I'll say this too. That pig fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Like I was so excited to like Kosher the pig is here. Like his name is Kosher. This is gonna be the best day on the movie. And it was such a pain. I don't know if you've ever grazed a pig when they're not ready for it, but they sound like they're being murdered when they do it. And then everyone looks at you like you're the asshole.
That's delicious though.
Oh shit, is Kosher here?
It's like when it was
Shit, that's really a donkey from She's in the Shoe.
The book Charlotte's Web, so he's actually very
Oh,
young.
no.
some pig.
Right there, yeah.
I'd love to hear about the puppet and how that was.
Talk to us
The elephant puppet. Yeah,
puppet.
and John West outside. Skeletor.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's funny because as we were going through the script and trying to figure out how we're going to actually pull this off, like one of the first thoughts was that it would be an actress, or it would be the actress with makeup on. And I don't know. I'm such a fan of like Return of the Living Dead and the Muppets. And I was like, it would just be hilarious. Like I was ready for it to just be a skeleton. Like just a prop skeleton. Like I was like, if at the very least, that would be awesome. But then Gabe pulled this animatronic magic awesomeness out of thin air or whatever.
How much of it? how much did things change, like when people like Gabe and Alex came on, like the whole context, like the shape of this thing?
It changed every day. No, but it's the whole. Sorry. But every person who came on, was able to really contribute a ton. And I don't know, I really like the idea of every person in every department getting to do the thing they love, as long as it makes sense for the movie. And so, so it was like Gabe and I would be doing problem solving. We were sitting around, how would this skeleton move around? How would this work? Where would we hide his head? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Talking too much? I am.
Yeah, but it was great. It was a tricky rock.
I'll give a shout out to our puppeteers, Gabe Bartalos, who also helped design the
Question to everybody. I was gonna ask, is that like a Captain Lou Albano influence?
Captain Lou Albano reference.
I don't know, Kristen.
And were the instruments custom designed, or did they really exist by Whiskey?
No, those were real instruments. Those were real instruments, right? That Moby Sing guitar is a thing. And it was weird because it's like they wanted me rocking out with it, and then right before we started, they're like, by the way, how much was that guitar worth? Like, yeah, it was too much money. So if we broke it, it would have broke the movie. And I had to like swing around and rock out with it. It's also a stupid guitar. It's like, I had large hands and I couldn't even do a power chord on that motherfucker. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys rock. I'll tell you about job beats and stuff like that.
Lady right there.
Do you remember what scene was most difficult to shoot?
What scene was the most difficult to shoot? I think we should go down the line for this.
How about for you?
What I think is interesting is something where like the scene where Jonah gets it's the dream sequence, right? So like I'm like just next to him sleeping in the bed, and I can remember like the hair and makeup being like, oh, this is such a big day, because they had the effects had so much work to do, and I was like, I'm literally napping for 10 hours with an eye mask on. That's real sleep.
I think for me, it's the scene when Glenn dies. Not because it was that complicated, which it was, but there was one moment when he had to spit blood on Jonah, and I could not wrap my head around wait, no, if we're here, the blood goes over there, then we're gonna see, the continuity of it just it hurt my brain. In addition to the 200 degrees that we were in. But that was hard.
Yeah, I think the death scene was hard, but it was also incredibly fun. It was my favorite thing to shoot as well as ours. But just the logistics in terms of what we had to get done, and trying to make sure that we got the choreography to work. And there were so many elements to the various physical effects. Amazing job.
There's a stunt coordinator right there,
Mariana. We have the benefit, because we all know each other, we all live sort of within a 5-block radius. We did a lot of rehearsing for a lot of time leading up to shooting. So we would workshop the script, we would do table reads, Jonah and I would block it out physically, and that helped me enormously just because we have limited time in the heat with the prosthetics and just with the shoot in general. Once we got on into that scene, we really had to get it done, and it was fairly complicated, but we had a lot of time to prep. I mean, obviously we weren't being paid for that. We didn't care. We were really grateful that we were all able to sort of spend that time. There was a lot of time in what one would normally call pre-production, where we were doing work that saved our ass once we got to set.
Well, of course, the pig day, that was hard, and like that. It was more just my expectations were being shattered. The heat was real bad, but I think one of the hardest scenes to shoot was in the studio, just because when Ryan Cadner's Caleb A. Jansen just decided, he didn't prep it, we didn't rehearse it that way, when you just start going to fuck! It's and it made me like laugh so hard. And I think like there's no real like solid, there's no tape where I did like hide, like you know, it's like a little trick you can do when you think you're gonna like laugh or smile, turn it into a whiz. You know, just kind of go, like you know, you can just, if you can take that home, you can take that over to your cabin. I'll be doing the talk there next week, but. It's that was like super. Because Ryan is he's such a dear friend of mine, and he was being like such an asshole in that character. It was so weird, and he was just like really humping me hard. Russell.
Sadly, I was not humped on set. I'll definitely echo the being on the uninsulated warehouse for 2 weeks in over 100-degree heat was pretty brutal. But here's something that not many people, definitely the crew don't know. The opening sequence, the stop motion sequence that you saw at the beginning of the movie took almost twice as long as making the movie itself. So I think that was like one of those things that you need a lot of patience to do stop motion animation, and big thanks to Richard and his studio.
Let's take one last question. Who's got a really good question? Like, don't.
Something that will wrap it all together.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny, you can pick the last question. I don't want the responsibility.
I don't want it now either. Let's see.
How about that guy?
That guy right there. No, yes, the one that just turned around and have a hand up.
The guy, the one with the
That
hand.
guy.
Yeah, guys.
Actor writer Weber, how do you know with a movie like
Oh fuck, that's my friend. Never mind. I don't want Malcolm Barrett asking the question.
how do you know if you've gone too far?
How do you know if you've gone too far? Everybody.
Someone cries.
What does that mean? Right. Isn't that just
Malcolm, stop embarrassing me! It's my premiere!
What does that mean? Like you went too far, so it's not good anymore? Or
Like
you,
how big do you go for a movie like this? Like do you go
As big as we, it's been real good. Like in the budget, you know.
Yeah, so what is it possible?
Yeah. Well, it's like, well, the thing is, like, when mine, it's like, you know, of course, if we had like more money, it would have been, you know, more goof, more stuff. Like we would have time to
Look
live.
at a cat, animatronic cat.
There was a draft. We had an animatronic cat.
It's gonna be out, man.
But yeah, it's like, you know, we tried to include skins. Remember how much we giggled? But yeah, that is like, you know, you want it to be as crazy as possible, and then not like, you know, just do the whole thing at once.
I think the whole, to be, you know, fair, that was a question I was asking too early on when I first came on, just because once I'm in prosthetics, like, you don't want it to be caricature. I know it sounds crazy given what you just saw, but I can only tell you that for me it isn't, right? So it's important that it's grounded in a way, like that everybody's real. You know, even Skeletor is real, like the Eleanor character. I'm real. What happens? So there was a groundedness to it, and I think the balance of tone on these kinds of movies is being able to crank it as far as you can without losing the sense that this is real people in some form of the real world. And I think that these, you know, that Josh and that gang did a great job with that.
It was kind of mapped out to have like ups and downs. So you'd have these moments where you could go big, but then, you know, just a little quiet moment.
Yeah, we had to kind of remind ourselves, like during like, you know, one of the kind of more, you know, straight scenes between Kieran and I, where it's like remember, this is a nice little scene to tell a story in this relationship, and let's not like go too crazy with it, because in mere moments, a decapitated Alex Winter is going to show up. Yeah, we need to slowly roll with it, you know?
And that's like a trust too. I think that's a trust of like Josh just kind of like steering the ship of knowing how tone is going to come together between things, so where the anchor is. And I remember you guys would say this on set a lot, and I really liked this because you don't hear this on everything you work on. You guys would use the phrase like mind meld. You'd be like, oh, it's a mind meld. Like everyone's best ideas are welcome, and I was like, it's really classy. Dealing with blood.
Yeah. I mean, if I can take credit for ideas that Alex Winter and Jonah Ray gave me, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Well, there we go. And a classy film, perfectly handled. Sorry, Jonah, were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, like, what a terrible ending to this Q&A. It's just like fizzled out. It's like, oh. Hey.
wasn't like, best joke wins, everybody wins.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. Just when some kind of big moment that, like, someone said, and people go, oh shit, and then everyone stands up, and then they carry us outside, and then they take us down to the water, and it's just like, we just drift off.
Tuesday night, for God's sakes, let these people
Exactly.
know.
And then they treat us to dinner at Mel's.
Thank you.